Shalom, shalom. Before we begin the lesson, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. This is for educational purposes only. Fair use for news reporting and educational purposes only. We got more updates. Let's get this. The doom of Babylon, Revelation 17:1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And that's a known fact that the U.S. military, the U.S. government, U.S. military industrial complex has over 800 military bases worldwide. But look at this. We got a news clip. All military bases in the so-called Middle East, which is Western Asia, is under attack by the Iranians, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. So you got all these people in that region: Qatar, Bahrain, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Kuwait, which houses military bases, coming under attack. These nations will soon turn on America, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Let's get something. Because them boys over there in the unrecognized state of Israel getting fucked up too, right? Ezekiel 36:5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the Most High Power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea. That's the Greek way of saying Esau, Edom, the so-called modern-day white man, which have appointed my land into their possession, the Amalekites, the Ish people, the small hats, with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. Now, their overall mission is to expel all Palestinians from out of that area, right? And the greater Israeli project. We've been telling y'all that. But the Lord finna foil their plans. Let's go down to 7. Wait a minute. I read verse 6. Prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains and to the hills, the governments, right? And to the rivers and to the valleys. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the Most High Power, Behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because ye have borne the shame of the heathen. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the Most High Power, I have lifted up mine hand. Surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear their shame. And all these heathen in that area round about is getting fucked up, right? Let's go over, because it's one of my favorite verses in the whole Bible. Ezekiel 35:5. This applies to every Edomite around the world, right? Especially over here in America. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel. Who was that? So-called modern day African Americans, Native Americans, Latinos. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. See, they overdid it, right? After we came out of slavery, this last captivity, they continued to have their foot on our necks. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, the Most High Power, I will prepare thee unto blood. Who? So-called modern-day white man. The number one global leaders of killing people around the world. I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. See, if thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. I will fill his mountains with his slain men in the hills and in the valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return. Ye shall know that I am Yahweh. That's what's taking place. Every time the unrecognized state of Israel and the American government, the American military, take out any kind of diplomatic leader in Iran, they retaliate. And now they're retaliating on every U.S. military base in the region, as well as they hitting them Israelis with unmatched force. Shalaki. It's major damage over in the unrecognized state of Israel. They just ain't reporting it. Let's go back. Now let's look at this news clip. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. This is for news reporting purposes only. It's escalating, people. And the whole world finna feel this. It's finna be the BRICS, the global South, against the Western hegemony. Right now, NATO is skeptical. They don't want to join. But if they put boots on the ground over there in the Ukraine conflict, Russia finna engage NATO, and they gonna engage in this war between Iran and America and the unrecognized state of Israel. This is World War III, people, on the global stage. We'll get one more. This is the Lord's purpose. This is what the Lord is doing. The nations will be judged. Matter of fact, I'll just read it right quick. Joel 3:2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Who did that other than these Edomites? Right, let's drop down to 9. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Now all these nations keep condemning what the Iranians doing, but they ain't condemning what the unrecognized state of Israel or them Americans doing. This is going to lead to chaos. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. That's over in that area where the conflict is, right? Mainly Saudi Arabia. Let me get one more. Right? Nahum 1 and 2. The Most High Power is jealous, and Yahweh revengeth. Yahweh revengeth and is furious. Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Who are the wicked? So-called modern-day white man. Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. World War III. Guess what, Israel? We one day close to the kingdom. Let's check this out. Shalom.
Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is declaring a turning point in its war against the United States and Israel. In a bold and sweeping claim, the IRGC says it has targeted every U.S. base across the region, signaling a dangerous expansion of the conflict. Tehran also claims its forces struck key Israeli military sites, escalating the confrontation to an unprecedented level. According to official IRGC statements, waves of drones slammed into targets across Akka, Haifa, Tel Aviv, and Beersheba, strikes they say hit with precision. In a striking assertion, Iran claims Israeli warning systems failed, sirens silent, defenses caught off guard as drones and missiles closed in.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having
Multi-warhead Qadr missiles, Khaibar Shikan missiles, Emad missiles, and Haj Qasem missiles was among the barrage of missile and drones launched by Iran. IRGC says this is the third time all U.S. bases throughout the region were targeted. It specifically named multiple installations that were struck: Ali al-Salem Air Base in Kuwait, Victory Base in Iraq, Al-Kharj Air Base in Saudi Arabia, Al-Udeid Air Base in the UAE, Al-Dhafra Air Base in the UAE, Al-Azraq Air Base in Jordan, 5th Fleet Naval Base in Bahrain, and the Arif Jan Base in Kuwait. The IRGC Navy has vowed to maintain this military pressure, stating these strikes will continue until the complete evacuation and destruction of American terrorist bases. They further issued a warning, saying, "We call on the Muslim people of the region to stay away from these bases." Iran maintains that these retaliatory actions constitute legitimate self-defense under international law. The IRGC claims to have launched roughly 700 missiles and 3,600 drones at U.S. and Israeli military assets since the commencement of the war, while stating that they avoid targeting civilian infrastructure. Tehran claims the assault is retaliation for the killing of its powerful national security chief, Ali Larijani, a man once at the very heart of Iran's strategic command, who was killed in a devastating Israeli airstrike. The skies over southern Israel ignited as Iran unleashed a fresh barrage of missiles, each strike a thunderous message of vengeance. Dramatic images light up the night, what appear to be cluster munitions slicing through the darkness before raining down toward the ground below. Air raid sirens shatter the silence across Beersheba, sending residents scrambling for cover as fear grips the city. Local media, citing military sources, say the incoming barrage was intercepted, no injuries reported, but tensions pushed to the brink. In Holon, the night erupts into chaos. A massive fire tears through a residential area after missile shrapnel slams into a vehicle, igniting an inferno in seconds. Footage released by Magen David Adom shows flames consuming the wreckage as emergency crews race against time to contain the blaze.
Iran has unleashed one of its most powerful missile barrages yet, targeting Israeli cities with advanced long-range weapons. State-linked Iranian media say the strikes were carried out in retaliation for the killing of National Security Chief Ali Larijani. Footage released by Iran's Tasnim news agency shows missiles streaking toward Tel Aviv as explosions rocked parts of the city. Iran's military confirmed that Khorramshahr 4 ballistic missiles were among the weapons used in what it described as intense attacks on Israel. According to reports from the ground, at least one of the missiles carried cluster munitions, releasing multiple smaller explosives over a wide area. Journalists in Tel Aviv reported seeing a large missile break apart mid-air, scattering submunitions across the city. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps confirmed that both Khorramshahr 4 and Qaj ballistic missiles were used in the latest strike. The IRGC said the attack specifically targeted areas near Tel Aviv and was carried out as part of a revenge campaign. Footage captured by Associated Press shows the moment a missile released cluster munitions mid-air, sending smaller bombs raining down over Israeli territory. The attack has left at least 2 people dead, with several others injured. Military analysts say the use of cluster-capable missiles represents a significant escalation in tactics. These weapons are designed to maximize area damage and make interception far more difficult for missile defense systems. At the center of the attack is Iran's Khorramshahr missile, one of its most powerful medium-range ballistic weapons. First tested in 2017 and later showcased in military parades in Tehran, the missile is believed to be derived from North Korea's Musadon system. The Khorramshahr missile has a reported range of around 2,000 kilometers, though analysts believe it could reach up to 2,500 kilometers or more. It is capable of carrying a heavy payload of up to 1,800 kilograms and can be fitted with sub-munitions warheads that disperse multiple explosive bomblets over a wide area. Despite claims of multiple warheads, experts say the missile does not carry independently targetable nuclear warheads, but instead uses cluster-style payloads to increase its destructive reach. The missile takes its name from the Iranian city of Khorramshahr, a location with deep historical significance tied to the Iran-Iraq War. With the use of more advanced missiles and evolving strike tactics, analysts warn the conflict is entering a more dangerous phase, one that could overwhelm defenses and increase risks for civilians on both sides.